Instructor down to advanced senior instructor. Students at home, welcome everybody. Let's do a little bit of breathing. On your own, go through that cascade of relaxation. A possibly helpful tip for our current weather situation: if you touch the tongue to the top of your mouth, right at the back of your teeth, that in terms of meridian theory and acupuncture and acupressure has a habit of kind of warming your internal engine. So if you find yourself chilled over the next 5 to 7 days, you might meditate and compact your tongue behind the teeth. See if you can gain a couple degrees for yourself. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Relax. And when you're ready, on your own, transition into embracing horse. circle the arms up, inhale. And press the palms down, exhale. Okay, so to continue warm up, let's go ahead and run, since it's all advanced, everyone's seen it, let's run the whole third section at not a super slow pace, but not fast, just again to kind of keep the muscles moving. And then I want to continue with what your head instructor Fig did on Monday with some, play, poking, application, action. So that's my plan. All right. Embrace tiger, return to mat. Grasp the bird stick. Diagonal, single width. Looking at the fifth. I keep wanting to do second section. Fight the wild horses made. My body's doing the right thing. My mouth is saying the wrong thing. Continue. 2. Fight the wild horses made. 3. Grasp the bird stick. Single width. Four corners. Fair lady work shuttles 1. Fair lady work shuttles 2. Fair lady work shuttles 3. Fair lady work shuttles 4. Grasp the bird. Single width. Transition to cloud hands. Cloud hands 1. Cloud hands 2. Cloud hands 3. Single width. Stay free still. Golden rooster, stand on left leg. Golden rooster, stand on right leg. Repulse monkey 1. Repulse monkeys 2. Repulse monkeys 3. Slant 5. Lift hands. Like crane spreads wings. Brush knee push. Needle and C-box. Fan through back. Turn around, white snake spits its tongue. Dip hand punch. form kick. Fresh knee, punch to groin. Other hand, right fist. There we go, and grasp the bird's tail. Single whip. Snake creeps down. Step up, 7 stars. Step back, ride the tiger to the mountain. Sweep the lotus. Set bow, shoot tiger. Hidden hand punch. Withdrawing push. Cross hands. End of Tai Chi. Good. And release. Okay. So, applications. I understand you went up to step back, grab the back of the mountain. Is that correct? Any questions or anything you'd like to repeat up till then, or do you want to look at sweep the lotus, or what would you? What?
You covered it last time, but I forget which is like the hand facing, knee facing you application.
Oh, that's needle at C-bond.
That's needle.
Yes. How you didn't partner up, right? You just didn't. So yeah, that's just review. They grab you, you grab them. Show yourself, show them, and down. And so this, what's hard to demonstrate is this is going to link over their arm. So I call this part your volume control, so to speak. Of like, if they're not going, ah, your increase of torque happens by rotating the hand, you know, that top hand over. So if you see in the form, you know, this happening, sometimes you'll see the hand turning down. That's what that's signifying. So it's, you know, over the top of the wrist. Yep. You know, one day we will be able to touch each other again. I swear we will. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be able to do applications. Any other questions between second section, third section, even first section? Let's open it up. You have the whole form at your disposal.
Your first class, the foot this way.
Yes?
You turn it around.
Yes?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Sweep the lotus, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So that was needle and C-bottom. I'm trying to think how to try sweep the lotus. That's a weird one without a partner, but I think I can poke at you guys with a locking stick and work it. Do you remember the application for sweep the lotus? No?
No.
It's kind of your dance partner, sort of. It's a lot of fun, but it's a challenging one. So,
Oh.
no.
No.
Sweep the lotus is someone throws a punch with their right, and I'm here, and I pivot around their arm, block,
Oh, yep.
and then kick the back. Remember?
Yep.
Super strange one. Remember ringing any weird strange bells? Slightly.
But
Let's experiment. Let me get one of these guys. So, do you remember it, Mr. Schwind?
it's coming back to me.
So,
You block the kick, basically around behind them,
yes.
and as you turn around, you hear.
Yes. So, normally at this school, we try not to have people stand in line and repeat stuff, but there's only 3 of you, so you're not going to spend a whole lot of time. And this is Taekwondo thing. Like, you do a thing, and then you get 1 to 20 people. Then you do the thing again. So, we're trying to get you to do more stuff, so you're not like, my class is this. But, I think it's just 3 of you. We can do it. So, let's line up that way. And I will be the repeat oogie. This will be a right punch.
Yes.
We're gonna try it. Yep. And then crescent kick to my back. Yes. Wanna try it?
I'll try.
All right. Nice
There's
and
pieces
slow.
of it that I,
And I'm gonna hold this out there so you'll have something to,
Okay.
to work with. So here's that punch, lock. Yes.
here,
Yes, it is okay, you get me.
there.
Yes. That's it. Wanna try one more time?
What's the move right
Wrong
before?
hand, right hand.
Six. Yes.
Sorry, what's the move right before?
That's the step back, ride the tiger to the mountain.
Okay.
So we did the snake that creeps down, step up 7 stars, and we're here, which sets you up to start the sweep the lotus.
Basically, block.
Yes,
Then turn. As you turn, it's
correct.
crescent kick to the back.
That's the one. All right. Then,
Let's see if I can do the whole thing this time. There.
yep. That's it.
You're there.
Uh-huh. All right.
Right hand block,
Very.
turn, kick.
Have you did this one before you?
No,
It's never?
no, I just don't remember.
It's okay. We're here to remind you.
Very close.
All right, so, it's easier to start with step back, ride the tiger to the mountain, so you're kind of set up for it. So you have gone here to here. And so you're basically gonna do this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And yes, turn, and then crescent kick. That's it. Correct. Yep. One more time.
Where were we at? We're at this?
Yep. Step back, ride the tiger to the mountain. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Smash. That's it. All right, Ms. Worthington?
You're blocking with left, right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
I did it with the left, I'm sorry.
Well, it's,
It's just so hard to imagine this in a real scenario.
you know, it's.
I understand why, that's not why you're teaching it to
No.
us.
It is a weird one. It's really, you have to really be cocky and super confident to turn your back on an opponent ever. Like that's, you know, when you see it in MMA, and I'm like, oh, that was insulting. Like, because you guys are really, because, you know, when someone is that skilled,
Right.
and you actually dare to turn your back on them, that's totally like, I mean, it's a total, that's throwing mud in the eye. So, you know, you would not normally turn your back. Uh-huh. Go in, make contact, don't retreat, so you're kind of,
How do I not do that?
I'm gonna keep coming towards you.
Oh, okay.
So, yes,
So just don't step that much.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, and then,
uh-huh,
Crescent kick.
right, one more time. So you use this, to kind of keep coming, rotate, keep coming towards me,
Yeah.
yes, and then kick. It's a weird, I know, it's so weird. But with people, because there's a little bit of momentum here, it's like you pivot around like that.
okay.
Does that make sense?
So you're kicking the back.
You are.
That
Yes.
makes way more sense.
Yeah, you're kicking.
I'm just trying to figure out how you get your leg whipped around and transferred back onto this leg.
Yeah, no, you're aiming for the back patch, basically,
Okay.
so it's like, yes,
That makes way more sense.
yes.
Now I'm
Sorry.
remembering how much of a hard time I had with it before, a
Right,
year ago.
so one of the things that happens is the oogie will keep traveling, and so everybody just keeps moving this way, that's not quite right either. So it's sort of like evading, almost like, you watch the little dragons, they're evading, and they're like,
Right.
woo, it's the same kind of thing, so it's back, you know, so, does that make sense? Let's do one more round of that, and then we'll find something a little less ridiculous to do with the stick thing. All right,
Let's see. Turn.
yes, you got it.
Short steps. The
Mhm.
short
What
steps.
is it back foot forward? Yeah,
Left foot forward.
Left,
Yeah, left foot forward.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's
you
how.
can pivot off that.
Yeah.
Yes.
pivot, turn.
That's it.
Sweet.
Command.
Yes.
And Ms. Worthington.
And so, okay, so you're blocking with your right, but then also kind of
Yes.
pushing with your left.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And, yes, contact, yep. Command, that's it. All right, any questions about
Oh, nice
the open
refresher,
range
thank
sweep the lotus? And, let's see, did you guys do snake creeps down yesterday, on Monday? Yep, that's a fun one.
We did?
I don't know, I'm looking at
That's like the one, like,
That's,
weird.
this one,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then it
yeah.
turns up
Real
into
strong.
a,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
Was, a leg catch.
Oh, that's step back, Brett, that's a step up 7 stars.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that one's, oh, it's not so terrible on me, because I've got this is the kick. You wanna do that one again?
I'm just trying to get them all the names in my head.
Okay, so starting at the beginning of breast type return to mount, that's in the second section. We don't do partial overs, make 4 corners for lady work doubles. Did you do those? Yes?
Do that one.
And we already did cloud hands. There's not that many from the second section, but from the third section.
Yeah, 4 corners have both moves.
Correct, that's
It's
correct.
big set.
That's correct,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Okay.
Make these down. Don't do cross ball kick. Do sweep below this. Step back, step up 7 stars. I think that's it for the
So
third
on,
section.
so I know that it hasn't
Yes.
been decided on how the black sash testing is
Yes.
gonna go with the application. How does it normally go? How much do you really, like, how does it normally go in a test for just the applications part?
So
Like, is it
you've
so-
been practicing with a classmate who's also going to be testing.
Okay.
And we don't give you names. We just say, okay, what's the first one? All right, part number 1, switch, partner number 2, okay, and the next one, if somebody needs, what is it? Okay, but you're supposed to kind of know them in order.
Oh, in order. That's what I
Yep,
was
so we'll
thinking.
start from the first one in the first section and go all the way through sequentially to the third section.
Okay, well, that makes it a little
There's
easier.
21 of them. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah,
and
but when I
basically-
only got 11.
Yeah, there's some cramming involved, there is, but then, I swear you will get it, so that they'll be like, boop, 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 and, yeah. And then a huge chunk of them come from the first section, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the one, I don't know if it's from the third section, where you have to get like your knee behind their knee?
Oh, that's a slack line,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, so, slack line, this won't come in handy, we need to practice this one out.
That
So,
was knee with the arm up underneath the heel, right?
correct.
For the lift.
So, I don't know if I can do it, I mean, I'm not gonna lift the wooden man, but they kind of throw a punch, not quite at me, and I block and get under,
Yeah.
and then, you know, I'm lifting them over my shoulder. I wish you bob, except that they don't have one leg.
This is the shoulder, you got a shoulder lifted.
Correct, and, so let's try that one. Imagining an opponent, so,
One
yes, sir, of course,
This side, right?
yes.
Not here.
Well, you would actually get behind their knee, because you're trying to throw them over your shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm saying from you to me though, that'd be like this side for the lift, correct?
No, you would be behind my knee, because you're trying, I'm going this way, over the back.
Oh, okay, you're going left hand.
So it is, yes, the left.
Okay. Get
So,
on.
let's see here. No, it is a left, it's a left.
It is the left?
It is a left because I have to,
There. Oh, wrong side. Yep.
Got it?
Yes,
And
sir.
then lift,
Uh-huh,
yes.
uh-huh.
yeah,
Wrong side.
At the end,
yes,
Yeah.
so,
because in the form you step out. Kind of.
Oh, yeah,
so, yeah, it's gonna vary.
On the left
depending-
side.
Yes, it's a left punch, and depending on what direction they're coming, you may have to step out or you may have to step back. It's just gonna depend on where your attacker is coming
Okay,
from.
so the first time I done it, it was the other hand. That's why I remembered it that way.
Are you confusing with Part of Wild Horse's name?
Yeah, that's.
Maybe.
My
Because
next
Part of
question.
Wild Horse's name is not on your test, and that would be a strike.
Never mind.
So, let's see, so Part of Wild Horse's name, sorry Cameron, can't see you, is,
I'm sorry we're going through this learning curve right way.
that's all right, so Part of Wild Horse's name would be a strike. A lateral,
But that's
internal,
also right.
bridge hand strike.
Yes.
Whereas the slant flying would be a shoulder throw this way. So they're not the same. They look the same when you finish,
But
but
it's all about the step
it's a step in the direction. Yes.
instead of
Yes.
this.
Yes. So one of them is here,
Uh-huh.
here, and the other one is here.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
This is why you
Gotta
teach the
keep those
applications.
two-
They look the same until you do, and you're like, oh, they're not the same. You wanna try it? Just practice that move a couple times, imagining that you have an opponent.
Are we slant flying or are we,
Either one, I would say do both. Compare slant flying with, even though slant flying is not on your test, slant flying to,
I think that's
I mean,
right.
slant flying is on the test, part of the horse's mane is not. So for the camera, what we discussed over at the bag is part the wild horse's mane looks a lot like slant flying at the end position, but they're not the same. So part the wild horse's mane, which is not on your test, is a lateral strike. Like I'm using this part of my hand to strike, say, side of the neck. Slant flying, someone takes a left punch,
Like the lift.
I duck underneath it, step behind their leg, and I lift, and they go over my shoulder that way. So it's got a lift more than a twist. So, slant flying, lift,
Punch coming in.
part the wild horse's
lower
mane,
facing
slant.
this way.
Say it again?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking out loud, but also, okay, so for slant flying, is the punch coming in, like we've just finished repulse monkeys, it's coming in
Right.
here
Or is it
and
behind?
then. Was
So
it coming from
somebody's being
behind?
super rude.
Okay, I was like,
And
how
it's-
is this working, coming this way?
Yeah, so it's here, and then you
And
you
then,
get-
oh, okay.
use this hand to kind of not get hit,
Okay.
and then you sink and lift up onto the shoulder. Yes. Does that make sense?
There's
Yeah,
not
so
a
it's
forward
imagining
move,
someone
it's a
coming
back
from the
move.
forward.
Yeah.
what are we talking about, slant flying or?
She was saying it didn't make sense if somebody's coming at you directly, but that attack comes from,
That's why I couldn't understand from here, we have to be the opposite handlers, and when you've done it, I had to picture from here.
right, because you've done your repulsed monkeys, so you're
Right.
here, and don't get hit.
Right.
Lift. So they're coming at you from an oblique angle.
Yeah, from that corner.
Yes,
So basically, almost like as you're backing up into them,
yes, yes. Versus your front wall horse's mane, they're here and I'm striking, strike,
right, that's
strike.
forward.
It's
Yeah.
forward and it's much more lateral, and
Mhm.
the slant flying is much more lift. The end position looks very similar, but the body mechanics of how I got there are different. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Like, whoop versus, oh,
I discovered there were ones from the back and the other ones from the front.
yes.
The, black smash cheat sheet that used to float around?
Yes.
Is it just the printed off version of what's online? I mean, what's on the website, or is it what?
Ancient Chinese secret, it's actually all of that stuff, the staff members didn't make. So
Right.
you find other black sashes who have taken the test, which is any black sash and go, got any tips? And then they magically will say, yes, I do. This is what I use. And so you can kind of compile a worksheet, a workbook of, we have, yes, what's on the test is the list of what's on the website. But if you want, like, extra help, notes, helpful hints, any other candidate who's taken it, will, there's a few
That's,
of them
that's
somewhere
what I'm
around.
looking for, is that old cheat sheet book that you see.
Yeah, ask a black sash. Yeah, ask me
I
after
only
class.
know one that's still left, but I gotta come Friday to see.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, he is very generous with his information, so I would,
Okay.
he'll have all the things. He was the keeper of the names. Uh-huh. He'll set you up right. All right, so, there's a very convoluted talk on slant flying and parallel horse's mane. You need another application? From the first, second, or third section?
Why don't we just stick to the 21 that we need?
All right. So, well, I was, but then we're going in order. What's the first one? Anybody remember the
We're
first
not
one?
left, order front.
Yes, you know what it is? How does it work? Okay, application number one. I know we're not facing the right direction, but they throw a punch and you block, don't get hit.
Block.
Then it's a twofer, so ward off right and left is here, grab, strike to the rib cage. Remember?
Now I do, now I see the back of my head.
So it's, ha,
Block.
ha. Yes, yes. Two,
Mm-hmm.
remember two? our kung fu movie, that's the ward off, pull back, press and push.
No, no,
So
no,
the-
no,
The second one is 4 applications put together. So that is,
no.
it's grasp the bird's tail put together as one. Remember this one?
No, ma'am. I
Okay,
got like the first
this is fun.
2 turns of it.
All right, this is super fun. Here, you will, all right, so, first things first, over here. And,
Did you address first step?
yes, he's gonna, Mr. Swindle, over on here, this side,
Okay,
please.
go camera side, okay?
So here I am, I've done my commencement, my ward off right, my ward off left, and then he throws a right punch, and I ward off,
Right,
right? Then you come back, and you're gonna throw a left punch, and I'm gonna pull back, and then don't let me take it.
uh-huh,
So that's pull back, oh, he's not gonna let me, and then I press, and
Okay.
then the maniac keeps coming at me, and that's the choke for push. Remember the double-handed?
yeah, I remember
Program?
that part of it, because it's here,
Yes.
it's the piece in the middle I missed.
So I'll show it one more time, and then we'll do our
Okay.
imaginary kung fu thing, so I'm more doing than less standing. So it's ward off right, ward off left. So it's a right punch, ward off right, left punch, pull back, it doesn't work.
Oh, we killed
And
it,
then I press, and then you come at me with a double, like Frankenstein grab,
right.
and that's the push. Remember?
You can just remember the oogie moves, you'll remember your on that
Correct.
one.
Yes, so
The press is into the chest.
it's usually into the shoulder. So let's see. Yes, so it's easier with person. I won't touch anybody, but let's kind of have our little 2 or 3 foot bubble. So Ms. Worthington, so you have just done your ward off left. And here I come like a terrible person to do this, and you ward off right. And then I'm here, and it doesn't work, so then you press here, and then I come at you, and you grab, you block, and then push. Remember, there's that up, bring me in, and push. So it's here, and then you up, like, remember you shift, you do up, you do your press, okay, you clear, remember the arms kind of come up and lower?
Oh, yeah, yes, yes, yes.
So I'm here, and then I come here, and then you break, and then you got my arms like this, and then you push.
Remember the one that's turn the hands
Yes,
up and under and then push?
Okay.
This is super weird to do with like, you know.
That was the piece I was missing because,
I have the perfect oogie tool, I don't have it, but like I noticed it exists. You just need like the hands that can make a fist, right? And it can actually grab, and you have the little scrabbers in them, the little poles.
Yeah.
And you can do the hand grabs, and you can do the twists and everything. It would totally work, and it wouldn't break.
That's true, that would be really good. So,
Okay, so
I will go to you, so.
Wait, is it ward off left?
Yeah, so ward off, ward off right, to
Right,
this side,
yeah.
so it's a right punch,
Yeah.
ward off here, it doesn't work, and then you.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, and then you do press.
Okay,
in
press.
here, and then I come in, and you break the,
Is it
you
this
come
one?
up, and then, yes.
Turn your hands
that's
under,
it,
yes.
that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, that was my next question. What's the one or you?
That's the one, that's the one.
because you gotta spread the hands apart, and as you come up and under, loop the wrist, and then up.
Yes, so now let's just take a second and do, I know this is intermediate advanced, but let's do the first ward off right, ward off left, and then grasp the bird's tail, imagining that you have an opponent.
Okay.
It changes the body a
Change
little bit.
the-
Mhm. So, come here, and step left, and I'm gonna commencement, and here comes that punch. And in this case, I'm gonna hook,
Right.
sink, strike. I know it looks a little different than here, but we're here. And then, get ready, here comes right punch, ward off right. They push, punch with the left, you pull back, they resist, get your press, push, clear the hands, there, oh, here comes the chokehold, and twist the arms up and push. So here it's, when you press, here's where you make contact, here's the turn, and here would be the push.
So the push and then you grab.
Yes.
Push and grab at the same time.
The press is, holy smokes, here I come. And then that would be, I mean, in the form, we don't do the twisty hands, but that's, I'm clearing them, I'm blocking, I'm breaking their attempt to chokehold, and then push that way.
got all the pieces correct, that's the way I see it.
So when we're doing board off left, in the form, should it be a little bit lower?
No.
Because it's actually,
No.
we still, even though it's for the ribs technically.
Because it's, one, it's invisible, two, that implies a follow through. So you wouldn't stop here, I only stop here because there's a body. If there's not, this would magically kind of carry on their path. Does that make sense?
Okay, so I had the first half and the last half, and what I didn't have is the pull down part.
And we practice, you know, when we learn pull back, we practice pull back and let them go, because that's the only way you get to feel. But then once you get comfortable with that, then like, ugh, they're on to me, and so that you have the press.
You have to return from the wrist
Yes,
to,
yes, so the wrist, and then you can augment that, and usually somewhere in here, depending on size and placement of
Turn, yeah.
and then do press. Yep. All right, so then what's the next one? Single whip. Remember single whip? Single whip is a left punch, and it whips you around.
I done it backwards, I'm sorry. I just did it with instructor Dave.
How did this happen? I'm not totally sure. I don't know if that's right or not. But left punch, and so you're in push. You finished your push. Left punch, and you lay down here, you switch hands, and then strike me inside of the neck. Remember that one?
Yeah, it's the wrist pull.
Yes, do you remember this one?
Huh? I got it.
I'm struggling with all of these.
So, single whip, let's do single whip
Yeah.
together, so we're here. And here comes a left punch. Don't get hit, and you, as I shift back, both my hands have contacted their left hand. And I swing them around, and right
By
here,
their left hand.
yes,
Yeah,
and
with
while
their-
here, I switch my grip, hang on to the left wrist, strike side of the neck, inside of the neck. Uh-huh,
So their arms still
Yes.
still
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So I've got them like separated.
correct.
That's splitting energy?
Yes, of course.
So basically, as you're coming out, wrist there, and then just turn.
And then turn. And then it pulls me back in, so
Right.
there's a split type energy, because I'm being swung this way, and then this pulls and snaps into the neck. It's really hard to visualize without being able to do it, it's super hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you vaguely remember?
Yeah.
Yes. And this is the
That was-
one where if you have any of these, like, dragon pins, you want to take them off before, because I've gotten zinged in the vagus nerve before, it's not fun. It's like a lightning bolt, it's not pleasant. Have you done this, do you remember this one? That looks correct.
That was one of the first ones I ever did.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Come on.
and then switch hands.
Right, and then,
Yes,
okay, Chuck.
yes,
See it?
yes.
The switch hands is gonna be
The switch hand is where, in the form we do, this is symbolizing the switch hand.
oh,
Because I'm here
okay,
to here.
switch hand, okay.
So the
got it.
beat is the wrist hold. Yes, sir.
The chop, hand down, you should be this way, right? With the chop.
Nope, well, you
You
can
can
shove
shove it
it.
with your thumb.
It's pinky side of the hand. Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, I was thinking about the first one where the hand's backwards again.
Correct, yeah, so this one is, whoa, here, change hands, and it doesn't take much, because you can stun somebody with, you hit that nerve. And again, because they've had this whipping motion that pulls them this way, and then by switching hands, it pulls them this way, it pulls them into, as you step into them, they're coming at you, so it's like a head-on collision. So it doesn't take a whole lot of force with that left hand because they're already being pulled in towards you. Yep,
And change here, do the whip.
yep, smack. All right.
Been a little while, but yeah.
Hopefully, it's not just a complete waste of time, what we just did. I know it's.
No, a nice refresher. I mean,
I think some of this stuff sticks.
It's a whole new universe. I mean, and the last time we did hands-on applications, then we had a student, not in Tai Chi, but had a student, did not know they had COVID, trained in class, and we had to kind of like do some contact tracing. And so we're like, let's not touch each other. Just in case. I mean, and everyone was fine because of the masks and the distancing that we do, but that kind of reminded us not to get too cavalier with, getting closer than 6 feet with people. So, but we are, I think we're on the tail end of this. I think it's gonna get better. Yep.
I would like to continue doing like this.
Yes, yep,
application
definitely.
If we can, yeah.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and bow out, and then
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
transition to Master's Path. I believe we've settled on Dragon. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
We dragoned it? Yeah. The path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. A creative spirit, step back to the right, shows no self-doubt. Path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. A creative spirit has no self-doubt. Path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. A creative spirit has no self-doubt. Good work, everybody.